Amigos, otra fiesta donde nos conectamos de manera virtual con el actor y escritor de la nueva película, Marques Houston. Hello, hello, Marques. How
How
are
you
you?
doing? I'm good. I'm good.
So excited to speak to you. I really enjoy this movie. I cannot wait to watch it on the big screen. I saw it, obviously, my computer to be able to do this interview, but I
Yeah.
already have a group of friends ready because I need to see this on the big screen.
Well, that's a good thing, man, because we put it on the big screen in hopes that people have that, that adrenaline rush and they want to actually get out to the theaters to go see it.
First things first, as one of the writers, between you and Chris, who decided your character was going to be stood up on his wedding day?
Well, that was Chris's idea. Chris came up with the concept for the movie, and his whole idea was to do a sci-fi movie, a sci-fi thriller, but also have a really, really deep love story. And my character Andre, I wasn't gonna play Andre at first when I first wrote the screenplay, and Chris gave me the everything and all the synopsis, and he's like, do the screenplay. I turned in the first draft, and he was like, I want you to play Andre. And I was like, well, I wasn't prepared to play Andre. He was like, trust me, like I feel like you could do this character. So I had to go back in with my actor cap on and say, okay, well, how am I gonna, embody this role or whatever. But the whole standing up at the altar, that was all Chris's idea. Because he wanted you to be able to pull for these characters and say, he wanted y'all to like, you got stood up, but love always prevails. So it's like you pulling for these characters, like I want y'all to be together. You never know what's gonna happen. I don't want to give too much away, but yeah.
Let me tell you something. I really love this scene after he gets stood up, where he's with his friend at the bar and they're talking, and the friend is really trying to get him to like kind of like pursue this, right? And then
Yeah.
one of her girlfriends does the same thing. But I love how Andre kind of stood his ground at first. He was like, "Listen, I want what wants me." That message was pretty deep. Even though he ended up, pursuing, and that's what happened. What happened? He should have just stick to himself. Just kidding. But that was awesome. Like, what do you think of that?
That was to me, I felt like I wrote that part because I wanted to portray the fact that you don't have to chase something that belongs to you. If you feel like you have to chase something, then it's not yours. And for me as an individual, I felt like that was important to share with the rest of the world because I think a lot of people do chase what's not theirs and what doesn't belong to them. And that sometimes you got to just kind of let things come to you. So that was just a message for me for just overall in life, with anything, not just relationships, but anything. Don't want something that doesn't want you.
What's meant for you won't pass you by, basically.
There you go. There you go.
I love that. I love the friendship aspect of the movie too. This core group of girls, which I feel like in real life now they're like besties too. Because
I
I see,
mean, they really are. Their chemistry is insane,
yeah,
right?
no, that's amazing. I love that part too because I feel like a lot of people are going to be able to connect with that. Now let's
Yeah.
talk about like the aliens and stuff. I see a scene where there's one that pops up in like a window of the car, and then the girl gets tossed around and all that stuff. How was that for like the preparation for all these girls and stuff?
I mean, we had to prep hard for this movie. We had a lot of CG work. We had a lot of string work. We had a lot of storyboards. Chris kind of had this whole idea in his head, so he like storyboarded everything, wrote it out. He spent a couple of months developing the aliens, what kind of movement they were gonna have, how tall they were gonna be, how big they were gonna be, what they were gonna sound like. All that was like a full development process, and just to see it all now done, it's almost a year later. We shot this, like, I think September of 2024, and now to see it all done is just it's amazing to see it all come together as one piece.
I can only imagine everybody's reaction when they actually like see it like come to life on the big screen. That was probably so fun for y'all to see. I know there's been a few premieres and stuff, but that's
Yeah.
amazing. In Ultra Fiesta, we love music. Your song "Hold On" with Kodak Black.
I'ma get that bag, you know what's going on. Girl, you know my type, for you I'm going strong.
I got your song on repeat. It is so dope. It's so dope, and I
Thank
love
you,
that the
man.
music video. You're like on space. Obviously it's connected to me. It's part of the
Yeah.
soundtrack. Talk
Yep.
to me
It's
about
our
the
soundtrack.
song.
So, that song is one of my favorite songs off my new project, and we reached out to Kodak Black, and he was down to do it, and I think it was real dope because I'm a fan of his, and you know, we just made it come together. Collab was dope, and we put it in the movie because we felt like we were trying to. It kind of matched, so we wanted to do something with the video that was like, and it's really like kind of like saying hold on to that relationship that in the movie as well. Myself and Annie, we trying to like make sure that we hold on, and it's kind of like
Yeah.
tied in a little bit. We're really good.
I was talking to Erica Mina and I was telling her like I'm a Cancer, so I love details. And I was like,
Oh,
listen, I saw every detail. She told me Chris Stokes, that's just how he is with his movies.
yeah.
I was like, that wedding cake looks so good. I hope y'all
No, he's a detail guy too. He's a Cancer too, so he pay attention to detail.
What do you want people to get from the movie when they sit down in theaters?
I want people to take away that this is a great film, not just great sci-fi, not just great storytelling, but just overall a great film. It's a great love story and it's a story of survival. And I want people to be able to relate to this film. And, we don't get movies we don't get black movies in sci-fi space. So this is the first of its kind. And it's really important for us to really get out there and support it because it opens up doors for us to see ourselves in different roles, in different spaces in the film industry in Hollywood that we don't see. So, the more successful this film is, the more it opens doors for other young filmmakers out there, and young actors, young directors, young writers, and producers to say, hey, we can see ourselves doing these kind of movies now. And in the urban community. So I think that's important for everybody to take away that this was a great movie, and you can really tell the work and detail that was put into it, and it's just an overall just 10 out of 10.
Run to the movie theaters on Friday.
That's right. Run this weekend and go see Run.